Howdy, howdy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, The Stone Mandalorian. I'm the Stone Manor. You can call me Cody, whichever you prefer. And I appreciate you taking the time to check out my video today. And it's another week, another weekend. So that, you know what that means, another toy hunt with my wife. And we always have a great time. We just go get coffee, grab lunch, or do whatever, and walk into some shops. And we try to support some local businesses. I actually have a video. I'm working on a video. Talking about supporting local comic shops and toy shops and stuff like that. It just little mom and pop shops like that. It just really makes a big difference. Putting some money in their pocket helps put food on their table. And you just never know what you're going to find in the comic shops. You might find a rare Greer you've been looking for a little while, or you might find some older figures that you just don't, that are out of circulation, or that they don't make anymore. You know, you just never know what you'll find. So that being said, I did find some cool recent additions this weekend, or as me and Hyper would say, uh, sometimes you got to treat yourself, so you got to treat your shelf. So I got some cool stuff. My wife has, I've said this on my channel before, whenever she comes toy hunting with me, she has a great eye. She already knows, she knows me better than I know myself. So she already knows like what I'm into and what I like, or what I might like. So she just has a really great eye at toy hunting. So we did have a great weekend this past weekend and got some cool stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna start off with the not Star Wars stuff, and then we'll lead into the Star Wars stuff. But first off here, we actually ran to Books A Million to get her a book. She likes to read. She's got a real big collection of books. And we found right here, as you can see, the back art of DC Multiverse Starfire. And here's the figure itself. And this does say the collector edition, so it comes with the flight stand and everything, dude. It was the only one left on the shelf, so I was pretty stoked to see it. I've never seen this figure in person. I've seen it on Amazon and eBay for like going 60, 70, 80 bucks, 80 on the higher and mostly 60 to 70. But it's a figure that I never thought I'd come across or be able to have in my collection. I just seen her. I was like, whoa, that's kind of, looks really good. Not photo real, but the face printing looks good. The sculpt looks decent. I'm not a huge McFarlane fan. I do have like two or three, not very many, but this is just a really great looking figure. She comes with a figure, or a flight stand, I should say, and the cool little collector card as well. And the box art is just like very stunning. The green on here is badass. Purple and green is one of my favorite colors, and she's just that color scheme with her red hair is just badass. I was also a big fan of Teen Titans back in the day, not the Teen Titans Go bullshit, which is kind of funny. The Teen Titans Go is not bad, but the OG Teen Titans, like the early 2000s, there was a lot of lessons and stuff in that, and they addressed like race stuff, religion. It was very interesting. That was a good show, but really stoked to have this figure. Like I said, I don't have many DC Multiverse figures, but this is a cool one. I'm ready to add to the shelf. She looks badass with the green eyes. Very cool. So that was like I said, we were at Books A Million and she was looking for books, and I was over there digging around and found some cool stuff, and I found that. Next up is a figure. We checked out a local comic shop, and um, this is a figure called that me and my brother grew up having, and this is actually Sabretooth here. And this is the early 2000s. I believe this is 04, 2000. I might be able to read it somewhere. 2000, yeah, 2004. So I was in fourth grade when this figure came out. But me and my brother had this same exact Sabretooth, and he was one of my favorite characters growing up. So pretty stoked to have him. There's a couple little bit of chips of paint here on the hair, but other than that, the rest of the paint looks really good. The articulation is also very smooth still, and there was a little bit of stickiness, and that's just so there's this, I believe it's pronounced plasticizers, and what it does is it's just a extra chemical or compound that they put into the plastic to make it more pliable and softer, to soften the plastic. But over time, due to humidity or whatever other outside like causes or and whatnot, those plasticizers will start to degrade over time, and it just makes the figures sticky. And people who collect older Star Wars Kenner figures or older Batman figures, or just older figures in general, like this one here, they can get that sticky feel. What you can do to do that, and it works so well. I forget where I learned this from or where I read it from, and I figured it was worth a shot trying it. soak it, submerge it in some cold water, cold soapy water. Don't scrub it or anything like that. Just let it soak and submerge for a couple of hours or overnight, and it will take that stickiness right off the figure. But I've found that it works very well. I've used it for a lot of my old 3.75-inch Star Wars figures, and as well as a older Batman figure, and it's also worked very well for this Sabretooth. Like I said, the paint is really good. The articulation is there. He's got the older articulated fingers, so just super badass, and stoked to have him. And I got him for $23 loose. So, but like I said, coming out from 2004, this is you're talking about an 11-year-old figure at this point. It's 2024. Or I'm sorry, a 10-year-old or 20-year-old figure. I'm sorry, but super stoked to have Sabretooth in the collection. Finally, he's going to look great on my X-Men section right over here. So really good looking paint. Like I said, it's just very special and nostalgic to me because this is the same exact one that me and my brother had growing up. So for $23, I had to pick that one up, man. And now we're getting into the Star Wars, and I'm going to save this for last. You can already see what it is, but I'll save that for last. So these came from a place called LT Toys here in South Carolina, and they have very large selection, decent pricing, and it kind of had some. I actually seen a Hutt Slayer Leia in there listed for $85, which is not bad at all. Seeing that in person for the first time ever was pretty cool. Also seen for the first time ever with Revenge of the Sith Episode 3 Anakin. So that was also very cool to see. But right here I have the, I'll just take it out of the box, or take it out of the baggie. But you can see $6 right here on the tag. $6 for Empire Strikes Back Lando. And the photo reel looks really good on this figure. There's no blemishes or anything. All the articulation works well. He's got his blaster, of course. I need a Lando in his swagged out, in his drippy gold and blue cape, man. So super stoked to have Empire Strikes Back Lando finally. The cape looks really good. That's gonna look sick on the shelf. Photo reel looks just like Billy D. Williams. And what's weird is it almost like has a very nice matte finish on it already. I don't even need to put any Mr. Super Clear or nothing on it. It looks really good. It's not really glossy or shiny or anything. But yeah, he looks great. Super happy to have him and excited to get him on the shelf. Yep, he looks awesome. And next up is I got X-Wing Luke Skywalker here for $15 loose. And you just can't beat it, man. Some comic shops, they might have stuff marked up a little bit where it's, even if it's newer stuff and they have it marked up like a couple of dollars, that's worth supporting if you can. But then you find stuff like this for a really decent price. And you're talking about, archive version or whatever. You're talking about, this is kind of a pricey figure to get. Big Bad still has them for retail or $26. They add their dollar, of course, but really good looking paint on here. He's got his helmet, comes with a lightsaber as well, and his blaster. And Luke looks awesome in his orange flight suit, man, his X-Wing suit. Plus, this photo reel, this of Mark Hamill is not all that terrible. It's not my favorite. It's not great, mind you, but I think it's a little bit better than some of the other ones that we've seen in the line. So I'm super stoked to have that. The helmet looks great, and the yellowish transparent visor. So I'm super stoked to have him, and his lightsabers in here. So cannot wait to get him on the shelf either. He looks fantastic. The orange X-Wing suit is just so badass. And then all the hoses and the extra deco and the harness on the back. There's a lot of paint on this figure too. So yeah, I'm super stoked to have him. His chest plate, the blacks and the blues on here look really good. So yeah, super stoked to have. This is a really decent Mark Hamill likeness, honestly, actually. At least Star Wars 77, A New Hope version, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that looks really good. And for $15, dude, that's an easy deal. And then here I got two B1 Battle Droids. These are the Geonosis paint job ones. They're a little bit of this darker reddish brown. Got both of them for $20. And these are also two figures that have the B1 Battle Droid is kind of hard to come across, even on third-party aftermarket. And if you do, it's, you're going to spend at least $35 on them, if not more than that. So I was stoked to find two of them for $20. I only have one B1 Battle Droid, and it's on my Episode 1 card back for the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm right up here on my wall. And obviously I'm keeping that on card. So I've been really looking for some B1 battle droids because I have 3 super battle droids and then 2 droidicas. So I'm super stoked to have both of these guys. They look really good. The articulation is pretty interesting. It's fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how these stand on the shelf. I've heard a lot of people complain about them standing, and then I hear some people say that it's not as bad as some people say. So I guess we'll just have to see. Maybe I'll get some sticky tack, or some blue tack just in case. But super stoked to finally have some extra B1s on my shelf, and then 2, and then $20. That's you know, $5 below retail. They're complete. They both come with the antennas for their backpacks, and they both come with their blasters. I'm blanking on the name what these are called. I should know what these are called. It's the standard Separatist blaster that comes with every single droid. But yeah, for $20, man, I was pretty stoked about that. Local comic shop for the fucking win, man. And then getting next to my last one, here is Emperor's Royal Guard for $16, dude. And he is also complete. He comes with his blaster and his staff. And my cousin Brandon sometimes shows up in chat as Lord Sosa, and the live streams, being hyper streams or just my solo streams. He actually bought me my first Emperor's Royal Guard, and I have him flanking Palpatine right here. And I've been thinking, like, man, he's got 2 flanking. I really need another one to go on the other side of him. And me and my wife were in the comic shop today, and I've seen him there for $16. And I was like, dude, it's time. It's time I finished that, rounded out that part of the Return of the Jedi shelf. But the Emperor Royal Guard is a really cool design. There's a little bit of a snagging on the soft goods, but I don't care about that. It's on the back. The front is pretty clean. Excuse me. But the soft goods look really good on this. Like I said, just the red is just an epic design. And also the Emperor's Royal Guard, they actually have really cool designed armor that gets covered up by this nice soft goods. But look at that armor. It's so badass, man. And he's got his comes with his pistol too, so that's nice to have that as well. And his staff. It is a little bit warped, so I'll probably need to do a little bit of a hot water trick on it and just bend that back out a little bit. Not a big deal though. That's for $16, man. I'm pretty pleased with that, and I can't wait to get him on the shelf and have 2 of them flanking Emperor Palpatine. So these look. I'm stoked to have all of these. I went a little crazy, but I don't know, man. You only live once, right? Got to treat ourselves while we're here. And the last thing I have, and this is something that I've been eyeing at my local comic shop called Heroes and Dragons here in South Carolina, and I finally got the Reek. And this is one of me and my brother's favorite creatures growing up in Attack of the Clones. It's just such an epic scene. I remember seeing all the Jedi fight. That was just the coolest bit of Star Wars me and my brother have ever seen at that point in time as kids. Seeing all those Jedi slay and dismantle all those battle droids was just so sick. Seeing that many Jedi in one place was just so badass. But the Reek was the way Anakin used the Force to calm it down and ended up riding it throughout the battle was just so epic. But the Reek was actually one of me and my brother's favorite species in Star Wars growing up. So I've seen this at my local comic shop. I've seen it there so many times. It's been $50, and they had this cool thing where if you spend a certain amount of money, they have a rewards card and then they give you punches every time you purchase whatever. And I got a $25 gift card, so I technically got this thing for 50% off. So I got $25 off. So I spent $25 on this thing, man. I do have it boxed up, but I am super stoked too. I might do a little review on it. I don't know. I might just open it up on the shelf. I'm not sure, but I thought about keeping it in the box because the box is beautiful. It's just the old school nostalgic Saga collection. I believe, yeah, this is Saga collection. I'm pretty sure. Old school Saga collection packaging, just really cool, man. I don't plan on putting the batteries in it or nothing. I just wanted to have it to put on the shelf, but it looks really sick. I'm super stoked to have it. For $25, I was getting damn near close to paying out the $50 for it. I'll say, but for 25 bucks, I was pretty pleased about that, man. But that was that was all my snags. Like I said, my wife has a great eye. She pretty much pointed most of this out to me, and they just the place that I went to, LT Toys, where I got most of this loose stuff. They had a great selection. They had loose wrestlers, Black Series, Master of the Universe, DC Multiverse, McFarlane, of course, but NECA. They had TMNT figures. They had Marvel Legends. They had some anime Naruto DBZ stuff, Dragon Ball Z stuff. They had Ghostbuster stuff, just anything that like main pop culture. They had it in there. A really great selection of loose figures as well as stuff on card and in box. They had old Kenner style, like bigger Star Wars vehicles from back in the day, also as well as older like Kenner, just old Kenner everywhere, dude. It was really cool little store. They have a really nice little setup there. But that is pretty much all I have to share. I was really stoked to get all this great loose figures, to get all this for right at $100. And then that was another thing, was like I was saying, when you go to these comic shops regularly and they see your face and they start recognizing you, build a little bit of relationships with it. Hell, you never know. You might even get close with the manager or the owner, and like you might exchange numbers, and they'll let you know if they see certain things you're into. You just don't ever know where it can lead. But even just being a regular and showing up, and they see your face and recognize you coming in there and spending money regularly, they're going to appreciate that. But the past 2 times I've gone in there, I've gotten a decent amount of stuff. Don't get it twisted, but they've given me a discount both times I've gone in there. So very thankful for that. Like I said, just try to support your local comic shops and mom and pop toy stores if you can. It's a big help to them, and just really helps, man. But I hope you all enjoyed this quick little video. I just wanted to show off these snags. It's going to be another 2 weeks or a week or so before me and Hyper have our next live stream, and I couldn't wait to talk about all this cool stuff. I wanted to share it with y'all. If y'all got anything new over the past week, hit me up in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to talk with you about what you got. I love hearing what y'all think, y'all's opinions, any kind of recent pickups y'all got. I just love talking with y'all. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're new here, if you just came across my channel. And to all my regulars, I appreciate all of you so much. Y'all mean very much to me. I appreciate all y'all's support. But I hope you're having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. May the force be with you.